In this video, we depart Hiawassee, Georgia, up in North Georgia, where we stayed for the YouTube meetup and took you to Helen, Georgia. And we're gonna head to Middle Georgia, where we lived for 9 years, and Scott worked at Robins Air Force Base.
That's right. That's since we've been married, that's one of the places that we lived the longest. 9 years was as long as we could stay put in one place. So while we're down there in Middle Georgia, we're actually going to show you the three of the houses that we lived in while we were there.
That's right, 9 years we stayed in 3 houses, and the first one was a rental, and we're going to take you to that. Before that, we're going to take you to lunch at our favorite restaurant in Middle Georgia for a little Pennsylvania Dutch Mennonite cooking.
And some really good pie.
Yes.
After all of that, the very last thing we'll do is we'll show you our campsite. We were camped at a KOA there. Do you remember the name of it?
It was the Forsythe KOA Journey in Forsythe, Georgia.
A lot of fun. Come on. Hello and welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And we are
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
We're full-time RVers. We do destination videos, tips and tricks, and all things RV. That sounds like something you'd like. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and come along on our journeys.
It's travel day. We had a great time in Hiawassee, Georgia. We went to the YouTube Jamboree meetup, and it was smaller this year. There were a lot of cancellations, but we got to see some old friends and make some new ones, and it was great. We were near the town of Helen, Georgia, and we did some adventures there. And we lived in Georgia for 9 years, and we'd never been to the North Georgia mountains except a quick trip to LJ. So we got to see a lot, not as much as we wanted. We'll be back. And now where are we going?
We are going to the Macon area.
Yes.
Central Georgia.
Central Georgia. We lived in Central Georgia. That's where we lived for those 9 years. And there was so much we didn't see there. So we're going to see some friends, and we're going to do some exploring there, revisit some places that we loved, and visit some places that we never got to see. We've only got a week there though. We got to plan more time in this area next time. And so anyhow, come along with us on travel day, and we'll show you the beautiful scenery. The leaves are changing, y'all. It is beautiful.
Sure is. Yep, the leaves are changing. At the campground there was a tree, I don't know what it was, but it was leafy, and the leaves were changing, and they were super red, really red color. Pretty awesome.
All right, here we go.
Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go. I'll take you to a place we can see it all. Step off the edge, I can break your fall. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, 'cause I'll go where you go. When you fall down, I'll get you back up again. The things you try are things that you won't regret.
We're here today at Yoders Deitsch Hous in Montezuma, Georgia. We used to live like 5 miles from here, and we would come here all the time. I used to hang out with the Mennonite community. That's before I was a quilter, but that's when I found my love for quilting, the beautiful quilts that they would make together. And we'd come here to eat a lot, cafeteria style. Like when we were in Amish country in Indiana and Pennsylvania, we loved going to the Pennsylvania Dutch restaurants. This is the same kind of cooking, but I actually think it's a little bit better. This is my favorite, my favorite Pennsylvania Dutch style restaurant.
Mine too, and I don't know if that's because the food is better or just because it's kind of like our hometown country cooking area. But I'm excited because I know they have my favorite pie inside.
And I have some Mennonite friends here in the community. It would be awesome to run into them while we're here. I got my all-time favorite, this roast beef with mashed potatoes, a roll, and chocolate pie. And they put this at the beginning of their line. They know what's right. Dessert first.
And I got fried chicken this time. The pot roast that Allison got, I've had that before. It is very good. You really can't go wrong with any of the choices here at Yoders. This is my all-time favorite pie. It's called shoe fly pie. Very good. If you've never had it, check it out.
After that amazing meal, we're gonna do some shopping. I remember this had some great quilts years ago. Let's go in and see what we can find. Look at this find. This is an amazing old sewing machine. Do you think we have room for this and the momentum?
Well, there's the Yoders Deitsch Hous. The food, as always, was delicious.
Oh yes, it was. I tried this shoe fly pie, and that's my first time actually being willing to try it. I like molasses, but something about that texture, I don't know. But what did you think?
It was the best shoe fly pie I've had in a long time, since the last time I was here.
And we went into the gift shop, and as you'll see, or as you've seen, and the lady in there, she knows some of the ladies I knew, and we got to talk about friends, and mutual friends and everything, and it was really nice talking to her. This is the very first house that we lived in here in Warner Robins, Georgia. Scott worked here at the base, Robins Air Force Base, as an air traffic controller. And we had stayed in a hotel and looked for so many houses, or at so many houses for land. And we ended up at this one. And we lived here, what, about 2 years?
Maybe, yeah. About that.
Yep.
I don't think I've been back since we moved out in, what, 02, 03-ish time frame?
I think, yeah. Yeah, we had some nice neighbors, nice memories of this. It's a dead end, or a cul-de-sac, I think. And we had 4 kids when we lived in this house. And I think we paid I think it was $600 a month for rent back then. And it looks like it's vacant now. I don't know. We'll have to look it up and see.
Maybe we'll buy it.
Oh.
This is the second house we lived in. It's quite a ways back off the road, so I hope y'all can see it. But it sits on 5 acres with a pool.
I was the realtor when we bought this house. I looked at every house that had a little piece of land in this area, and this is in Houston County, right on the county line. And we lived here just for a couple of years because we thought we were moving out of state. But this is a nice place with 5 acres. We put up these fence posts that are still standing, and it looks a little bit different than it did back then. It was a nice place. Right here in Roberta, Georgia, right behind us, is our last house in Georgia. We bought 50 acres and we built what we thought was our dream home. We built a beautiful house, and it is still back there, but it's about a quarter mile down this driveway, so we can't go see it. But at this house we had horses and llamas and chickens.
Yeah, and you may be able to see the fence back here behind us, I hope. I put that fence in, actually. Me and our kids, we built that fence right there. I had heard that it was no longer standing, but when we got here today, it sure is standing.
Yeah, it was a nice place. We'll throw in some pictures. I wish we could contact the owner and go down the driveway, but we don't want to trespass. But this was a very nice house. Lots of memories here.
Absolutely loved this place.
We're here in the back at site 128. I requested a site with no trees, and that I got, and that's great for our Starlink. You can see here that we don't have much of a yard. It is sloped, so we haven't had rain, but if we did, it would probably be a big puddle under us, but it's not a bad site. We got 50 amp hookups, we got this little chimenea, and a picnic table.
From here you can kind of see how narrow the site is. It's wide enough, obviously, but I've been in some that are a lot wider. And we do have the full hookups here, which is nice. We have the sewer dump, water, and 50 amp service here in site 128.
Hello, I'm Adrian.
And I'm Ruth.
And we are RV Life with Adrian and Ruth.
Join us next time on Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.